Alright, before we get started, just a quick metaphor. Right, this lock gate and the contents beyond it represents the mainstream scene of Hobart music, and it's in complete darkness because in this documentary I'm not going to try and explore any of that. I'm just going to focus on the outside of this locked gate, that is the alternative scene of Hobart.
Not much of it really interests me that much. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like part of it, sort of thing. No, I don't know. It just doesn't really excite me.
Hip and sincere, who would have thunk it? Romance and cliche can go get fucked. I want to talk about something that relates to me.
The Legend of Zelda on it too. It is multi-purpose. Thanks. And you know, as lovely as Monofoma and Amplified and the Falls are, we kind of, people like us, we do music and art all year round, and it'd be nice to see a lot more of you out participating and consuming and enjoying a lot of great local art music that we have running all year round. So thanks.
At venues such as the Brisbane Hotel, where you can see local bands such as Drunk Elk. And the Grand Poo Bar on Liverpool Street, formerly known as The Loft. Once up the stairs, you enter into a space of luxury. And it is also here that you can see local bands such as Drunk Elk. And houses where you can see local bands such as Drunk Elk. Alexander Bennett is a music fan who started a blog to help document and promote local music. What started as a blog for reviews has developed into a multimedia hub, and more recently, he has begun organising gigs under the Noise Etc Live brand. The first Noise Etc Live gig was held during Hobart Music Week.
It's all and good, but if you actually want to contribute something, you have to actually get out there and organise it yourself. It's far more beneficial to actually do your own thing. This year is probably the worst year from memory. They have $20,000 grant money, pretty much 10,000 of it's going to the one spot for one event.
And that is the One Fine Weekend festival at the Republic Bar. The only half-decent band that played at the gig was King Carousel, and they were put on at about 10 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Even throw to 3 days, and all the people I tied in with CMS, the Contemporary Music Society of Tasmania, who are hosting Amplified. So it's all about, you know, helping out your buddies. All this government money, but yeah, I have my reservations about it. That's why I didn't make this an amplified associated gig. It was just a regular Wednesday night DIY show.
Let's not get too proud of ourselves.
Self-congratulatory.
That's Hobart Music Week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you better come in here. We're going to kick this thing over at the moment. I'm going to read off my running order sheet and tell you who got the most votes in the amazing Facebook poll that is the Tassie Razzies. Apparently this year is a fill-in because Lara Giddings rooted Amplified and they're not going to have any awards this year, but screw it, the industry and punters have decided to do something for themselves. Look at that, that's DIY. Yeah, you're coming into the room now. Thank you. Hi, how are you? Have a lovely evening there. Thanks, so am I. All right then. Firstly, we're sponsored. There are lovely sponsors for this event. Look at that.
This year it's just focusing on the showcases and grants.
Yep.
Do you think that's better now that they've dropped the CD and the the awards? Yeah.
Look, I was always pretty sceptical that it was a good way of spending money, in particular on the CD where you had a relatively protracted process where bands were asked to submit songs and there was no sort of transparency as to who was on the judging panel to select those tracks from the CD or anything and then it was mass produced and distributed for free. I'm not sure the benefit of that was entirely clear. And the awards were also pretty unreflective of what the general prevailing opinion might have been in Tasmanian music. I think I heard Julian Teakle once say, you go to the Amplified Awards and you only recognise 3 people. Everyone else there is going on about how much they love Tasmanian music, but you'll never see them in a gig. I think, yeah, the unrepresentativeness on both those things and the amount they probably cost to put on, it could be better spent elsewhere. So yeah, I think it's better only having the showcasing events and grants. I'm not sure whether there's been an increased amount of money put towards those. I doubt it somehow, but yeah, I think it is better, although perhaps it's not so much for big event anymore.
Classic people, stand up tall. Frozen moments of false bliss. Vanity, what comes to this? Reach they stand, burning to bed. Soon it's going to crumble. Each and up, our way. There'll be nothing left.
I guess the only pro I can think of was the fact that Hobart Plus Music Equals Year got some funding a couple of years ago to put on a show at the venue, but I think they felt like they were a little bit restricted by their funding anyway, because the next year they ended up doing a show without Amplified funding. So I can't really think for me personally anything that Amplified has done that I think Amplified's worth it for this. But maybe for other people in different circles, like I know they'll put on shows at the Republic with grants, and they put out those compilation CDs, but at the end of the day I don't really know exactly what they're achieving.
Burning down the house has been used as a metaphor to represent the alternative bands of Hobart doing it for themselves.
Oh, want to join an interview? Are you enjoying this so far?
Sure am. It's good.